here I am doing my best to give you a 360 view from our van's roof terrace without falling off and breaking me neck. We completed this about a year ago now, but I found the footage and thought it might be useful for anyone that is planning their van and wants to put a roof terrace on it. The earlier you decide to do this, the better, because, well, you'll see why. Anyway, check it out. Welcome to Operation Roof Terrace. So I know we were meant to be putting all our cabinets and stuff in here, but we've decided to put a roof terrace on our van after going to Camp Quirky, which was awesome, by the way, and being inspired by some awesome vans we saw there. So before we ply line it and put our cabinets in, we thought now is the time to get our roof terrace in, because we're going to have to rip out all this insulation that we put in down the sides so we can fix the roof rack to our van. So, with a variety of knives and scrapers and crowbars, we removed a few sections of our insulation and found these little plastic grommet things in the holes where we could attach the footings for this Rhino roof rack. Because they'd all been painted over and stuff like that, it was quite awkward to get them out, but with a screwdriver, a hammer and a scraper, I managed to get the correct ones out so we were ready to fit our roof rack. But because we had our solar panel, our skylight already fitted at the beginning of our van build, we needed to have the roof rack re-welded so it didn't get in the way of these. So we awkwardly got it up on the roof and marked where we wanted it cut and welded with masking tape so the sun could hit the solar panel uninterrupted and the skylight could still open. This whole part of the roof terrace build turned into a bit of a mission though, because the first time we got the welded pieces of the roof rack up there, the back section and the middle section wouldn't bolt together. I think it's because metal actually shrinks when it cools after it's been welded, and even though our welder had measured it, one section obviously shrunk a bit so it wouldn't line up with the back section. Fortunately, he said he would sort it out when he realised that this had happened, and he said what he had to do was put a bar in between the sections after it had been welded so that it wouldn't shrink again. We thought it might be worth mentioning this, because if you haven't anything similar done, mention it to whoever's fabricating or welding your roof rack. So all this was going to take a while, but whilst that was getting done, we had plenty to be getting on with. Okay, so we have got the roof rack all sorted on the top of the van. We can't attach it yet because we need it re-welded so that our solar panel is clear and we can open our skylights. And that's all getting done next week by some professionals. But we are going to attempt to attach our sexy Rhino ladder to the van today. So we've built it all up. We've got the pads on so it doesn't scratch the van, and we're going to attach this to the side of the van. Now, you're not meant to attach it to the side of the van. Well, all the instructions tell you how to do it on the back, and it gives you these plates which fit in to some little grooves in the back doors, but we can't put it on the back because then we'll have to go over our solar panel to get to the roof terrace on the front. But we have worked out that we can fit them on the inside of the van in here. So, we're going to drill some holes into our van, which is very nerve-wracking, and then hopefully these solid plates will attach the ladder and be nice and safe for us to get up onto our roof terrace. Sorted. So, after putting holes in the side of our van and rust-proofing them with some red oxide paint, we put the ladder on, tested it out, it was all good. We got the roof rack back, which was also good, fitted that securely to the roof of the van. Then it was time for the next stage. It's all about the base. Now that the roof rack was attached and solid, we decided to use 18mm OSB boards for the roof terrace base. We had to cut 2 strips that were equal sizes just because the standard size of the OSB boards come in wouldn't fit our roof rack. So once we cut those 2 strips, we attached it to the roof rack with large Jubilee hose clips. We drilled 2 little holes either side of the roof rack bars, put the Jubilee hose clips through and attached it with them in 4 different spots. And we also built these wooden cases that fit around the bars underneath the roof rack and drilled into the OSB base. We thought it was best to secure the base of the terrace in 2 ways, so it won't be rattling around as we're driving, and we know it's not going to rip off when we're driving on the motorway, flip back and end up killing someone. Safe. We also weatherproofed all the wooden bits as much as possible by using this fence paint, 2 coats of that, and then also we used 2 coats of durable exterior varnish to make sure it can handle all the rain in the UK. Then we finished it all off by covering up the hose clips and the little holes in the base by using 12mm bits of OSB to cover them up. Well, that wasn't quite the end of our roof terrace build. We actually decided to cover it with AstroTurf once we'd first made it, and it did look really cool. We secured it down with Jubilee hose clips, spray adhesive, loads of tacks, and it did hold for one long journey to Belgium. But then on a wet drive down to Bristol, it started to come loose, so we decided we needed to rip it off and stick with the green OSB, and we'll just stick a picnic blanket up there for comfort. It looks alright, and it did look amazing with the grass up there, but with wet weather it used to take ages to dry as well, so probably not best for when you're camping around here. So yeah, that is how we built our roof terrace, but I had to show you one more thing about our roof terrace, because it is this, our skylight. Now they can be useful for bringing light into your van, increasing air circulation when you're cooking and stuff like that, but its most amazing use is this now. Have a beer please. Check it out. It's also a beer service hatch for our roof terrace, so we don't have to go up and down the ladder all the time. So I'm going to enjoy this. If you've got any questions or comments about the video, leave them up below and I'll do my best to get back to you.